In today's video, my 40 card Alexis Rhodes deck profile, and that's coming up. What's up there, and welcome to a brand new video on 414 Yugioh. In today's video, my 40 card Alexis Rhodes deck profile. And hey, if you're new here, why not join the 414 community by hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out. So it's been a while since I've done some character deck stuff on the channel, and you completely forgot that I hadn't done a deck profile for the babe that is Alexis Rhodes from Yugioh GX and her cyber monsters. So I thought, hey, let's do this. But with that being said, let's get straight into the monsters. Okay, so I'm kicking things off with two Blade Skaters. It's a level 4 monster with 1400 attack and 1500 defense. This, of course, is a fusion material for Cyber Blader, but of course it's an overall not bad 2 monster, especially in character deck duels. Next up, I run 2 copies of Cyber Gymnast. It's a 4-star monster again with 800 attack, 1800 defense. So a good monster to kind of just set in defense position if you need to stall for time or if you just need defense. But its effect is once per turn you can discard 1 card, then target 1 face-up attack position monster your opponent controls and destroy that target. So it's really that effect that you're trying to pull off there. And really cool monster overall. I quite like the artwork on this one. Once again, we've got another double here. This time we've got Cyber Petit Angel. I think I used to run just Petit Angel before this card got released. So I'm happy that I can finally have this in here now as it runs with her deck a lot better. So 2-star monster, 300 attack, about to say 3000. 300 attack, 200 defense. As it suggests, very petite stats there. Its effect is, though, if this card is summoned, you can add 1 Cyber Angel monster or Machine Angel Ritual from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Cyber Petit Angel once per turn. This is a really cool card in terms of getting Alexis's main strategy off, which is of course those ritual monsters. So this card is pretty much vital for that deck strategy. Next up, I run once again 2 copies of Cyber Prima. So this is one of the more stronger monsters in Alexis's deck. It is a 6-star monster with 2300 attack and 1600 defense. Its effect is when this card is tribute summoned, destroy all face-up spell cards on the field, which is incredible. It's a really good effect to have. As well as it being quite a strong monster when it comes to character deck duels. Next up is Cyber Tutu, and to be fair, all these monsters I think I run at 2. That's right, yeah, because there's not, we didn't see like an awful lot of their monsters, and so to kind of fill the deck out, I've had to double it. But as well as that, we didn't have the ritual monsters for quite a while either, so a lot of these used to be at 3, so it's nice to bring them down to 2. But Cyber Tutu, a classic card I think for Alexis Rhodes, a 3-star monster, 1000 attack and 800 defense. The effect of this card is if the attack of each monster on your opponent's side of the field is higher than the attack of this card, which is very likely, this card can attack your opponent's life points directly, which is awesome. And 1000 points of damage is can be quite a hit. Obviously it's an 1/8 of the total life point count there, so really cool card. Final effect monster here is a Toily Cyber, I think that's how you pronounce it. She is the other fusion material for Cyber Blader. 4-star monster, 1200 attack, 1600 defense, obviously better in terms of her defense stats there. Her effect is, though, if this card attacks your opponent's life points directly, increase the attack of this card by 500 points during the damage step only. So you can hit them for a big 1700 points there, which is really good. Okay, on to the ritual monsters now, and I'm so happy that Konami finally printed these, because without these ritual monsters, her decks just seemed so empty without them. So I'm happy we've got them, and for starts, I've got 2 copies of Cyber Angel Benten. It's a 6-star ritual monster with 1800 attack and 1500 defense. Of course, you need Machine Angel Ritual, the spell card, of course, in order to ritual summon this monster, but its effect is really awesome. And the effects of these ritual monsters are different from the way they are in the anime, but they run, nicely in character deck stuff. So I'm pretty much just keeping them how they are in terms of the TCG releases. But anyway, the effect is, if this card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original defense in the graveyard. If this card is tributed, you can add 1 light fairy type monster from your deck to your hand. Awesome. Awesome sauce. Next up, the ritual monster with probably the best name. So we've got Cyber Angel Dakini. Cool name to say. So this one is an 8-star ritual monster, 2,700 attack, 2,400 defense. So in terms of attack and defense stats, this is, you could argue, Alexis's boss monster, I'd say. Once again, you need obviously Machine Angel Ritual to summon the card, but the effect is you can make your opponent send one monster they control to the graveyard of their choice. If a ritual monster you control attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. Awesome. Once per turn, during your end phase, you can target one ritual monster or Machine Angel Ritual in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So without a doubt, for me, this is the best card in Alexis's deck. So awesome. You want to get this girl, I guess, out as soon as you can. Final monster in Alexis's deck. I run 2 copies once again of Cyber Angel Idaten. 6-star monster, 1,600 attack and 2,000 defense. Same as the others, Machine Angel Ritual is needed. The effect is, if this card is ritual summoned, you can add one ritual spell card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. If this card is tributed, you can make all ritual monsters you control gain 1,000 attack and defense, which is awesome, especially if you've got Dakini out as well, so you're going to raise that up to a 3,700 attack monster there, which it has piercing and stuff as well. So awesome support that these ritual monsters have around each other and making it easy to get more rituals onto the field. So awesome stuff. Love that about Alexis's deck. Onto her spell cards. So first off, I run a copy of Defusion. Obviously, quick play spell card. You can defuse one of your fusions and to split them into 2 monsters, which you could in turn use as a combo to ritual summon one of her rituals, or you could use it on your opponent's monster. And unfortunately, they don't get the well, not unfortunately for them, they don't get their fusion materials back. So it's just a good way of getting rid of a fusion monster on the on the field. Next up is 1 copy of Fulfillment of the Contract. You pay 800 life points, select 1 ritual monster from your graveyard, special summon it to your side of the field, and equipped it with this card. When this card is destroyed, remove the equipped monster from play. Next up, a copy of Fusion Recovery. So you add 1 Polymerization and 1 Fusion Material monster that was used for a fusion summon from your graveyard to your hand. With this deck, I only run 1 copy of Polymerization, so this card works really well in terms of doing that, because I think it's 2. Yeah, I run 2 copies of Cyberblader in here, so it can come in handy if the situation arises, but it is a very situational card. Next up, a copy of Fusion Weapon. This is once again an equipped spell card. You equip only to a level 6 or lower fusion monster. The equipped monster gains 1,500 attack and defense. Because the only fusion monster in here is Cyberblader, she is a 6-star monster. That's going to give it quite the increase there, as its attack is 2,100, so it's going to raise that quite nicely there. Next up, I run 3 copies of Machine Angel Ritual. This is, of course, a ritual spell card that you need to summon her rituals out, so I run 3 of them. Obviously, it'd be stupid not to. So, obviously, it's used to summon any Cyber Angel Ritual monster. You must also tribute monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal or exceed the level of the ritual monster you're trying to summon, obviously. If a light monster or monsters you control would be destroyed by a battle or card effect, while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card instead, which is really good, especially for Alexis's deck. If you're trying to, obviously if you've got that Dakini out there and you're trying to keep it on the field and they somehow manage to overrun it, get rid of that from the graveyard. Dakini is staying put. Next up, a copy of Reborn the Monster. Don't really need to say anything about it other than it's pretty much a staple for any character deck. So it's in there just to bring some monsters back or to steal one of your opponent's monsters from the graveyard. Next up, 2 copies of Mystical Space Typhoon. Obviously, quick play spell card, destroy 1 spell or trap card on the field. I run 2 of these basically to give Alexis a bit of defense against some of the players that have strong spell and trap cards. Like mentioned earlier, I run the 1 copy of Polymerization. You're going to need this, in order to summon Cyberblader. Next up, a copy of Rare Gold Armor. So this is like the 3rd equipped spell in her deck so far. As long as you control the monster equipped with this card, your opponent cannot attack other monsters other than the equipped monster. So it's a good way of kind of like, especially if you can attach it to like a stronger monster that, like Dakini, like I keep mentioning, and they can't get over it, then they're in a bit of a sticky situation there. Next up is Ritual Sanctuary. So this is a field spell card. I run 2 copies of this. The artwork's really kind of cute on this as well. I quite like it. Basically, you can discard 1 spell card, add 1 light ritual monster or 1 ritual spell card from your deck to your hand. You can shuffle any number of spell cards from your graveyard into the deck, then target 1 light fairy type monster in your graveyard whose level equals the number of cards you shuffled into the deck. Special summon it, and you can only use the effect of Ritual Sanctuary once per turn. So really good. Awesome card. It's kind of one, I remember when she used it, I thought that is a really cool card. So I wanted to run it at 2 just so I'd be able to see it a bit more in character deck duels. A 4th equipped spell card here in Ritual Weapon. So the same as Fusion Weapon, you equipped it to a level 6 or lower ritual monster and it gains 1,500 attack and defense, which is awesome. Final spell card in Alexis's deck is a copy of Scapegoat. Obviously, quick play spell card, we all know what it does. It's made famous by Joseph Wheeler, and she used it as well in GX. So good defense against any character deck, I guess, if you're not getting what you need. This takes us on to the trap cards then. So I've got a Rival Appears with those 2 lollies battling it out and the artwork there. What you do is you select 1 face-up monster on your opponent's side of the field, special summon from your hand 1 monster that has the same level as the selected monster. Awesome sauce. Another really awesome Alexis Rhodes card here. Like I consider this one again another staple for a deck. But Double Passe, and I run 3 of these. I think these came from like Dragons of Legend or something. Really awesome card. Basically, when an opponent's monster declares an attack on a face-up attack position monster you control, make your opponent's attack a direct attack instead, ouch, and inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of the attack target you control. Also, that monster you control can attack your opponent directly on your next turn. So it's a bit of a risk taking damage, but the payout, I guess you can say, for that is quite devastating to your opponent. So I've run 3 at that so we can make that happen. Final trap card in Alexis's deck is Hallowed Life Barrier. So discard 1 card from your hand. During this turn, any damage you take from your opponent becomes 0. So I don't know if you can combo that with Double Passe. That would be quite devastating if you can. But once again, I run 2 of these just so Alexis has a bit more defense if things aren't going her way. On to Alexis's extra deck, or fusion deck as it was once known. Like I said, 2 copies of Cyber Blader. It's a 7-star monster, 2,100 attack, 800 defense. While your opponent controls only 1 monster, this card is not destroyed as a result of battle. While your opponent controls only 2 monsters, double the attack of this card. And while your opponent controls 3 monsters, this card negates the effects of your opponent's spell, trap, and effect monsters. So it's really, really good in terms of like the stronger your opponent's field, the stronger this card gets, which is really, really awesome. And just to finish things off, obviously I have 4 Scapegoat tokens just to make playing Scapegoat feel a bit more authentic. And they're really cool as well. I love these cards. I love that they made the Scapegoat tokens. But thanks for watching. This was my Alexis Rhodes 40 card character deck profile. I hope you enjoyed it there. Really, really awesome to be doing some more character deck stuff on the channel. I forgot how much I enjoyed it. I'm going to try and bring character deck stuff a bit more frequently to the channel. I want to try and even things up a bit. I'm getting a bit more time to do stuff like this now, which is awesome. So expect some more deck profiles and duels coming soon. Probably more duels as I'm saving money for more character decks. I'm off to Tokyo soon, so all my money's going over there, but I'll have some awesome stuff to bring back from there. But if you want to see more Yu-Gi-Oh! Character deck duels, profiles, Yu-Gi-Oh! Fact videos, things you missed and more, hit the subscribe button right now. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash the like button, share this video with a friend, or just leave me a comment in the section below. Let me know what your thoughts of the deck are. But that is it from me. I will see you in the next video. Take care.